Hi, I'm Jami Peterson. Today we're going to be cultivating our creative blooms by turning the ordinary into extraordinary. Come with me, I'm going to show you how to think outside the box, literally. Today I'm going to be demonstrating this fabulous project using Creative Imagination's Bare Elements Rick container and their anthology kit. The kit is a perfect match for this because it not only has coordinating colors, but it has beautifully designed papers and a huge sheet of stickers. My dear friend Rachel just bought her first house, so I had to make something wonderful for her. I found this great container and I tailored it because Rachel loves all things nature, so it's specifically for her housewarming present. We're going to start this project from the inside out. I've purchased seed packets so that Rachel can plant these flowers in her garden. Now, I don't want this plain packet. That will never do. We have to coordinate it all together. I found this amazing paper from the Creative Imagination's anthology line. I love the bold designs, and this bird is going to work perfectly for the top of the seed packet. I'm simply going to keep my finger right there and flip the paper over. I'll place the packet right about there and trace around the edge for a template. I'll cut it out and it'll end up looking like that. And this is the part where it gets a little bit tricky because you're going to need to find a fabulous stick. Most people can walk right out into their backyard. My backyard is a concrete parking lot, so I had to forage at my local craft store to find these guys. You're simply going to sandwich the stick between the packet and the cover. Add a wonderful coordinating label from the same anthology kit, and you'll end up with something that looks like this. There's also some wonderful elements that I'm going to pull in, like this bird and these flowers. I'm simply going to peel the bird off of the sheet, and look at how sturdy that is. It's a nice cardstock sticker. Again, I'm simply going to sandwich my stick in between the bird, and now I'm using a leftover scrap for backing. You're going to trim around it, and you'll end up with a finished product that won't slide or stick. Next, I'm going to do the same thing with my flower stickers. This is a little bit easier because they're matching, so you simply line up the edges, and then you have a front and a back. Now we're ready to decorate our pot. I'm going to use this great Catherine stripe paper from the same anthology collection. I really like the ribbon-esque quality, and I can choose between the flourishes or the stripes. I'm going to take my pot, and I have pre-cut a ribbon, and I simply adhere it to the lip of the pot. You'll notice it's not going to go all the way around. There's going to be a gap. That's where our handy-dandy sticker sheet comes back into play. All I have to do is peel off one of these labels and adhere it to the front. I'm only going to adhere it in the center. I really like the way the edges stick out. It gives the piece a nice dimensionality. Now we're ready for our floral foam piece, and you can simply stick in your pieces in a nice way. All I need to do is add some Spanish moss to complete this. We're done with our pot, so we're going to move on to our container. I found this container with this great silky black bow, which I'm going to remove for this particular project. Also, this stark white cover is begging me for some color, so I'm going to oblige it by using my acrylic paints mixed with a very large amount of water so you have a very thin mix. You want to spread a light coating over the surface. Don't worry about bubbles or streaks, it's all part of the charm. You're going to want to cover the entire box, both inside and out. You're going to set it aside to dry. I'm going to grab a fat, juicy slice of this diamond filigree paper and simply smear some glue on the back of it so that it sticks. I'm going to work on this one half, starting in the middle, so that I have a center to grow around. You're going to repeat this on the opposite side, and you're going to smooth out all the air bubbles. You're ready for your next step. I found this scrumptious mint swirl paper, and I simply cut out some of the elements. As you can see, there's a couple of straight edges that you're going to use to your advantage. Simply line them up with the edges of the box and glue your pieces down and smooth out all the air bubbles. You'll continue this all the way around until you're happy with the results. you're gonna end up with something, hopefully, that looks like this. I still have this unusually shaped top to deal with, so I developed a nifty trick. I'm gonna show you how to do it. We're gonna go back to our diamond filigree paper, flip it upside down, and then you're simply gonna trace and cut around the edge. You'll end up with something that looks like this. Here's my trick. I'm gonna only glue one side of this top. I'm gonna pop that cover right on there. Then I have to flip it upside down again, this time opening the box. And now you can see exactly where you need to cut. Now you have an exact match for the other side of the top. So I'm just gonna pop some more glue on that top and stick it on there. I still have this raw edge to deal with, so I'm gonna grab some beaded trim to class it up a little bit. The first thing I wanna do before I start to mess with that is add some dry adhesive. Take your beaded trim and line up the edges, being careful not to get your dangles in a tangle because it can be very frustrating. Okay, she's almost ready for the ball. She's got her belt, she's got her earrings, but every girl needs a great pair of shoes. I want to add some more nature to my project, so I'm going to echo that element of those sticks that we used in the pot. To do this, I need to grab a hot glue gun, adhere one stick at a time, being careful not to burn yourself, and when it's set up, you can move on to the next stick. All right, now you can see what it looks like with all the sticks completed around the edge. I've added a pretty brown ribbon to cover those ugly glue puddles. I've also used decorative brads and raffia for my own custom closure. Now, on the inside, you can again see the Catherine stripe paper, this time the flourishes. Also the inner fringe to finish that raw inside edge, and the Spanish moss in the pot with the little sentiment on the front. I know Rachel's gonna adore this gift, and it's actually perfect for any situation. In fact, I created two because there was so much great paper in that anthology kit that I couldn't resist using the pink stickers and papers. This one is for a wonderful family tree project that I'm working on. I made tons of great stuff with this paper. It's so much fun. Look at this amazing ribbon box. I can't get over how cute this is. And it's portable too. You can take it to your next crop. The wooden beads that make the purse handle coordinate beautifully with the blues and browns in the papers. And here's another version of that Rick container. This one holds all my paintbrushes. I hope I've inspired you to create something beautiful. I'd like you to try and challenge yourself to think about unique ways to use ordinary items like this container. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope to see you again soon.
For step-by-step instructions on how to create this week's project, download the design guide featuring special make-it-your-own bonus tips.